I want to take this time and promote an upcoming play that is presented by Enlightened Studios, written and directed by Terry Chappell. And that's called Love's Not Enough. That will be featuring this beginning this Friday at the Fairfield Community Arts Center, 411 Wessel Drive, Fairfield, Ohio, and that is area code 45014. Love's Not Enough is assembled with a cast of seasoned actors who will tell the story about the struggles of three besties, Rachel, Courtney, and Carla, and their spouses. Together, they endure the conflicts of life and its dose of reality. These couples truly believe that love alone will sustain them through the difficult times in their marriage. They slowly learn through their own stubbornness that it will take more than words and feelings to keep their marriage alive. This performance is 100% true, except for the parts that are created for a little sense of humor and drama. Love's Not Enough shines a light on difficult subjects such as the not so shameful topic of male infertility, the struggles of an amputee, the exposure of deep family secrets, and overcoming pain caused by religions. Get ready to experience the roller coaster of harsh realities with moments of tear jerkers and joyous celebrations. There will be four plays that will be presented starting on January 20th at 7 p.m., Saturday, January 21st, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m., and Sunday, January 22nd at 2 p.m. Now, I've been given the opportunity just to sit down with some of these cast members and talk to them and pick their brains about what it's like getting into theater. And one thing I could tell you that this has been a diverse group of men and women of all ages, from kids to adults, people with vast experience in theater to even upcoming first time theater play cast members. I highly recommend, if you guys are in the area and you guys want to check out their um, um, play, is very sensational, and it will leave you with the direct message, captivating every moment. Love's Not Enough, presented by Enlightenment Studios, written and directed by Terry Chappell II. I encourage you guys to head out there, check them out, and I hope you guys enjoy these upcoming interviews that I have on display for you. Be sure to check out all the information in the worlds of sports at the TNC Sports Talk YouTube channel. Thank you. Let's get started. We are sitting here with uh, Bill, who plays Marty. The adopt Marty is the adopted father of Carla, and then we also have Angela Parker, who plays Dr. Figgins, who is a urology specialist. Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Outstanding.
Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking some time and talking to me. We're talking about this upcoming play that will be presented at the Community Arts Center in Fairfield, Ohio, this coming up weekend, January 20th to the 22nd. You guys got four performances over 3 days. How are you guys feeling about the performances that you guys are wait to have?
Well, I am really geeked about the whole thing because I was in the first performance that we did in 2018, I believe.
Yeah, I'm extremely ready for it. I just love performing. And in some ways, four performances almost feels a little short. And it's going to be sad when it ends, but very exciting when it starts next weekend. So looking very forward to getting on stage and giving Marty some life.
I'm kind of just curious because this was a play that was expected to be released actually back in October, I believe, that kept on getting pushed back, due to circumstances. What type of does that play any in the mentality side? Does that play any strain having to push it back each and every time?
Well, for me, I think it was a good idea that we pushed it back because it gave me more time to perfect my character.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would agree. I think it gave the whole cast the time to maybe solidify a little bit more,
Mhm.
and having those extra practices just allow the cast to gel a little bit more and get some of our characters and lines a little bit more polished. So in some ways, I think it was a bit of a gift, and we're going to really be ready to rock and roll next weekend.
Angela, you play Dr. Figgins, a urology specialist, and you mentioned moments ago that you were part of this play back in 2019 when they first released it. Are you playing the same role? Are you did you have a different responsibility in the compared to the first play?
Oh, I'm playing the same role, but it's been expanded, so I'm really excited about
That's
that.
good. That's good. Now, is there compared the differences? Because I know Terry is, kind of revamped it. He's added some new things. He's made it, he's kind of brought some new light to it. Can you share a little bit on how the differences from when you guys first produced it back in 2019 to what we're about to see coming up on the 20th?
Oh, yes. One of the things I think is really phenomenal is the fact that Terry is actually playing the role of Brandon in the play. So he's basically being able to play himself, which I think is phenomenal because who better to tell the story than the person who was in the middle of the experience. That's one of the things that's different, and we have a lot of new cast members, and they are bringing some life to the play, which is really phenomenal. We've had some moments during rehearsal where we were just like, "Wow, I can't believe this is a new person who didn't know the story."
Bill, you play Marty. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the character and his role into bringing this entire piece, Love's Not Enough, face forward?
I think it really gels towards the end of the play when they do the reveal
Mhm.
of the sex of the baby. And I'm a little bit of the master of ceremonies, allowing that kind of party to move forward. So it's kind of neat to kind of be a bit of the focal point of that particular scene, and just getting things moving together. And Marty is very proud to be Carla's father, and probably even more proud to becoming a grandfather. So he's just a lot of joy, and a very joyful scene.
This coming up play, Love's Not Enough, that's going to be played at the Community Arts Center in Fairfield, Ohio, January 20th to the 22nd. It's based off of a true story. At least a lot of these events are based off of true stories. A lot of them, each character has a personal connection to who they are in the real life, right? Can you
Mhm.
guys elaborate maybe your guys' connection to the character that you guys are playing in real life?
So, at least for me, my wife and I did have fertility issues
Mm.
and wanted a fairly large family of 3 to 4. And so there was a time that we were exploring adoption. And
Mhm.
so it kind of brought some real life to me of what it meant, or what it means to be an adopted father, and really transferring that love to someone that's not necessarily biologically yours, but
Mm.
that love just blossoms to where you feel that after a period of time. So the theme of the movie, and or movie theme of the play, and just my real life experience of infertility, and thinking about adoption just really brought the character of Marty together.
I never had any fertility problems. Matter of fact, my husband and I had three little pieces of heaven. But I have friends, several friends who had had fertility problems. As a matter of fact, one friend is similar to Terry's story, where they tried for years and years to have a child of their own. So they adopted two little boys, and then 2 years later they had a son.
So, Love's Not Enough is a play that's being revamped from 2019. Angela, you were a part of it back in 2019. Bill, were you a part of it as well back in 2019, or?
No, actually, when I was invited to be part of the cast, I did not realize that it had already been performed and done once.
Okay.
So I really wish I would have seen it to kind of see how the characters and the play have matured and grew.
Mhm.
But once I read the script, I was really just captivated by it and just really feel blessed to be part of the cast.
You know, this is well, you know, I would say spiritual cast. You know, everyone's family. I know Terry, and you know, from Terry to Dee, they work really hard at taking care of each and every one of you guys. You know, this is the first time hearing how well a cast, you know, team takes care of one of each other and how well involved in each other. What does it mean to have the type of atmosphere or the energy among everyone, you know, working together, putting their, you know, maybe differences aside to make sure that this play coming up here this weekend is going to be as successful as possible?
Well, for me, since I was involved with the first cast and the second cast, we're just like family. We're like one big happy family. We look out for each other. Matter of fact, the day I had some transportation issues because my son has my car, so Terry picked me up for rehearsal today, and he's gone as far as driving all the way to Columbus to pick up a cast member. So
Oh wow.
we have a lot of love for everybody that's in the cast, and we do what we can to help each other and to build each other up because. That's what we should do. You know, we're here to build each other, not tear each other down. So that's why we all get along so well. And now I have a new friend named Marty.
You know, it's I'm also just curious, you know, so you guys are having one play on a Friday night that's at 7 p.m. You're gonna have
Yes.
you have two plays, one at 2 and one at 7 on Saturday, and you guys will wrap things up on Sunday at 2 p.m. How do you guys mentally prepare for having to you know, continuously, you know, get ready from one play to another, you know, without, you know, sometimes you see, you know, you hear about breakdowns, and you know, so how do you guys handle getting yourself ready for this quick, you know, big weekend you guys are about to have?
Well, normally what I do in between shows, I get some me time. I just get to by myself and just be quiet because sometimes you have to bring that adrenaline level down because you're so high because you get the feeling that the audience is responding to you and you're just like the little hamster in the wheel at some point. So you have to get some downtime. What I've done in between shows, I've actually bought a yoga mat and a blanket and a pillow and just laid out on the floor in a secluded spot somewhere.
Yeah, that's very similar. I've been in a variety of other productions where we've had that type of cadence of performances, and she's absolutely right. You know, when you get done with one performance, especially next Saturday when we kind of double up, that period of time. In fact, that's one thing I do about a good half hour, 45 minutes before showtime is just be quiet, meditate, think about the character, you know, think about the cast and the love that comes together. And that just, you know, that calmness just kind of in some ways builds up that energy that then I can share with the audience.
You know, we're talking about Love's Not Enough, a play that you both will be in coming up January 20th to the 22nd. Excited to, you know, to be in the audience and watching it. What is one thing, if you could deliver a message to anyone in the audience in any performance, what is one thing that you want them to take away from?
Oh, that's a good question.
I would say the one message that really I walked away with is hope. And that, you know, no matter how difficult things can be, you know, hope will get you through. Um, there's been a variety of people in the cast that have experienced a lot of personal trauma, personal stress, and that aspect of hope and the message that hope that the play delivers and hope is just been a really strong, you know, motivator and something I can kind of focus on and take away with not only through the performances, but once the performances are done.
I think one of the things that came to mind for me was the fact that it says love's not enough. Sometimes love is not enough. I think you have to have something stronger than love in regards to a faith belief or something, believing in something that's higher than you are, because that's what's gotten me through a lot of the struggles that I've had over the last few years. I lost my husband last year, and he was my biggest supporter in my acting career. He was also my roadie, so at the end of the show, he was taking all my stuff home, so I kind of missed that. But faith has gotten me through a lot of things. My faith in God has kept me sane, kept me out of a straitjacket, basically. But I think that's one of the things that we all have in common, that we have some kind of have a belief in a higher power.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Angela, Bill, thank you guys so much for taking the time and talking to me. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to say about this play here before you guys start performing it this weekend, January 20th through the 22nd?
Well, my comment is come out and see the story of a lifetime. It's based on a true story about a couple who were trying to have a child for many years, and you have to see how the story transforms. I don't want to give the whole thing away. You have to come see it.
I would echo exactly what she said. Come on out and just experience a joyful, funny, and in some ways spiritual performances next weekend.
Well, Love's Not Enough, play directed by Terry. He's also in part of it. Angela, who plays Dr. Figgins, Bill, who plays Marty. We played at the Community Arts Center in Fairfield, Ohio. Tickets are still available if you want to go over to the Community Arts Center's website for Fairfield. I want to say it's about $30 for the orchestra, $25 for the stadium, and for Mazanet. Bill, Angela, thank you so much for taking the time. And good luck in next weekend.
Thank you.
It was
Thanks
nice
for your
meeting you.
time.
All right, you guys take care.